Hey guys, so I have this line art and we're going to talk about skin. That's what we're going to work on today. So let's get started. The first thing I gotta do here is I have to know where my light is coming from. I'm going to keep it simple. So my light is going to be from here. So that means that the light is coming this way. It's going to hit the forehead, the nose, cheeks, this lip here, the chin a little bit, and all this part is going to be in darkness. But the thing about the skin is that the the skin is also reflective. It has all these kinds of effects that other materials don't have. We also got to take care about the shadows. In this case, if the light is coming this way, the shadow on the neck, the shadow of the head on the neck will be something like this here. We have to keep that in mind. This part is going to be shadow too. So it's okay that at first time when you going to paint something, you kind of understand the shape of the object of the character that you're doing. For example, here, if I draw like mesh, a mesh on top of the head, I will get something like this, kind of like this. It's not perfect, but it will be something like this. So what this does is that helps you understand maybe where the light is going to hit first, where the light is going to touch. A little bit here. That's the best thing I can come up to kind of explain you how to understand the shape of something. I mean, at the beginning you could do this, but with practice you'll see it. You'll see the kind of stuff without actually doing this. So if I have this mesh here, it's not perfect though. If I have this mesh here, okay, so all these lines that are like looking this side, this direction, are going to be hit by the light. These ones, all the ones that are looking up, this one, all this part, all the ones that are looking up are going to hit the light is going to hit them because of the position of it. Same with the skin, with the chin. So that's a way to understand the shapes. And all the lines that are looking the opposite side are going to be dark. For example, all these shapes are dark. And if the light is coming this way, of course this part is going to be dark too. You can also do some lines like this, horizontal, kind of to know how the light affects the shape horizontally. You could do that too. This idea came from 3D. I work a little bit of 3D too, and it's easier to understand, I think. So what I need is my key light that is going to be here. We're going to have a fill light that's going to be from this side. So remember, the key light is the principal, or the first light in the scene, the one that's supposed to have more intensity. It's not always that case, but it should. So I have a fill light that most of the time, if it's half intensity that the key light, and I gotta have a backlight that is coming from behind. This light, this backlight, let's put it here, back. This is fill. This is key. Sorry. The backlight is going to make that little line here, like if it was, yeah, light from behind. And in the ears, what it's going to do is that it's going to give you this line here, and it's also going to make these ears red because of the subsurface scattering. You guys should do some research about that. I want to explain it, of course, but if you can, the most you can read about something, the most information you're going to have. So what we need to know here is we're going to have a small amount of lightness from the key light here. We're going to have a small amount of light from the key light because, of course, this part is brighter, and we're going to have shadow, of course, because of the object. The object in this case is the head. So what's going to happen is that we're going to have a light side and a dark side. Also, we're going to have a specular, that is this brightness that you have in the objects that gives you, tells you what kind of material is. This case, depending on how clean the skin is, or all that kinds of stuff. If it's sweat, it should be bigger. If it's, I don't know, depending on the properties of this skin, you're going to have these little spots of light that are called specular. There's an artist that used blue for these ones. It said that it contrasts against the skin color and make it look brighter. Of course, I'm just explaining it right now. So we have the bright side, bright. We have the dark side. We have the specular. What else? We have subsurface scattering. So these are the ingredients. We also have subsurface scattering in the front, but it's kind of hard to recreate. We can do it anyway, of course, but it's kind of hard to explain. I think the light comes inside the skin and bounces, really tiny bounces, making it look reddish. Yeah, like red. Inside is weird, but that's how it works. So let's get started. Now that you know all that, let's do it with a palette. I'm going to need white, of course. I'm going to need black. I need a yellow. I need red. I need blue. Depending on these three colors that you use, you can get really different results. But I think these ones are okay. Let's make them larger here. Wanna mix them a little bit. For mixing, I just taking the color and trying to push half of the pressure that I use with my hand. I'm not using any numbers right now. I use them a lot, but I'm not using any numbers right now. So for making the skin color, we need, of course, we need red. We can make some kind of pink with white. Maybe a little bit of orange. I have to desaturate a little, so I'm going to put some black and white again. It's getting there. Okay, so I like this one. Let's save it. Let's do another one here. Let's see. I think we need some yellow, maybe. Let's use the number 20%. Okay, this is looking a little bit better, I think. So let's make it half. Let's take that one. Let's take the other one, 50%. Mix them both. I think this one kind of works. Okay, so I have this one. Let's keep these ones there. Just in case. The thing about the skin is that you should never use completely black for shadows, because it's going to look like dirt, like dirty skin. So it's going to take this color, put a little bit of red. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's take it here. Put a little bit of red and a little bit of black. Let's see what we get here. See, it's brown, but it's not like just a darker. It's not just a darker skin color. It's like it has brown. Let's make a mix of those two. There we go. Let's do that again. Let's put some black on it to see how it looks. It already has red, so it's okay. Let's make a mix of these two. Let's make one darker, just in case. Okay, I think this is it. And let's make one a little bit brighter, just in case. So I got this. I will take this one and put some red on it to have it there. Maybe for the lips. Let's make it a little bit brighter. Yeah. Let's mix those two, just in case. Everything is just in case. Favorite word of Jesus, just in case. Okay, so this is what I got. Let's take this color and start painting that. So I could start with a middle one. Let's start with this one better. I always say that I never know what I'm doing. I never know exactly what I'm doing. So you should never take this as if this is the only way to do things. No, you should develop your own technique by practice. Practice a lot, and with time, You can develop your own techniques of making things. I know some people that paint skin really different. It looks really different too. Mm, they even put the tones. They have different skin tones, and it looks a lot realistic. I try to make it realistic as possible. But remember, this is not the only way of making a skin. This is my way of making skin. Okay. So I have this middle color. Maybe at the end what we can do is just do some maybe saturation changes like this. I don't know. Just we'll see. Okay. So now I'm going to take these ones, the brighter ones. Just to be sure. Okay, this one is this one. Always make another layer. You have to make another layer on top, always. And we start putting a little bit of that color just in the parts that we think they might be hit with the light. Remember, the light is coming this way. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point. Just want to know kind of how it looks. So this is okay. You just have to keep forward. Doesn't matter if you think you're doing it wrong, just keep doing it, because there's a lot of questions and stuff that's going to happen on the way that are going to help you later. If you were painting traditionally, it's frustrating. That's frustrating because if you make a mistake, you have to start all over. Or paint on top. Even wait for the painting to get dry. That could be frustrating. But you're working on digital, so that's an advantage. Okay, so I got this. This is what I got. Okay. It's looking a little bit reddish. But it's looking good. At this point, this is looking good. Okay. Let's take a darker one. Okay, I created another layer just to test some dark colors. Here we should have dark. Here we should have dark. Here we should have dark under the lips. Another layer just in case. All this part here is dark. Dark. This one here also dark. Okay. Okay, this is good for a base. Let's take the brighter one again. Do something. I'm not using this one though. I'm using this one. Here we should have more light. Here we should have more light. And here. Okay, so I was saying that the skin is really reflective. So one of the lights that I'm going to put on this side later is going to be of a color. I like to use blue a lot. Or purple for the field light or the backlights. Not sure why, but I like it. Okay. Okay, so let's use a darker one here. All these colors are here. This one is this color. Remember always that I'm blending using. Sometimes I use the opacity on the numbers. If you press 5, you get 50%. You press 4, you have 40%. That's the ones I use the most. 40, maybe 30. It's depending. If I want to blend something really really soft, I use even 20 or 10%. But most of the cases I use 40% tops. Okay, we have to be careful of the shape of the face. If I do a bright part go wrong, I get a completely different shape of the face. For example, here you always get this kind of how do I say that? Like this kind of shape here that is coming out, and where the lips get together here is a little bit dark. It happens most of the faces. Get this part dark, and the one under is clearer, brighter. If I get that thing wrong there, it's going to look weird. We are used to look at things like that, and if we don't get it right, it looks weird. So I recommend that you use a lot of reference to see where the light's coming from. Try, if you can try copy a lighting setup from a picture, or at least the colors, just to make practice. But you should get all the other colors. You should take like one color of the photo, just a dominant skin tone. But the other ones you should get it yourself by using the palette with patience. Let's see, nose here. We also will do some bounce light on the nose later. The light bounce from the lips to the nose and makes this kind of light bar here down there. But we're going to get that later. We don't have a definitive skin right now. Just making some progress. Okay, this part should be dark, of course. This should be dark here, of course, too. This one should be brighter. And here behind the, how is that called? Eyelids, should be brighter too. Okay. The weirdest thing right now is that the eyes are the same color of the skin. Once we change that, it's going to start to look a lot better. And the lips. Yeah, the lips doesn't look that weird, but they look weird. Okay, so now what we're going to do is trying to keep this as fast as possible. but I don't want to miss any information. So let's see. Okay. Let's try something, a new layer for the lips. Lips. Okay, looking good. That I like that color a lot. I'm not using 100% right now. I'm using 50, but it really doesn't matter. I could have used 100. Okay. Now I take the brighter colors of the lips and try test the thing out here. Let's take the brighter one. I have this base here. You always have to keep few things incomplete. Let's say incomplete. Doesn't have to look perfect, you know. If it looks perfect, then people is going to start looking for more detail. Like, okay, so why all these things look perfect and this part doesn't look perfect? While if you maintain a quality in the whole painting, let's not say middle quality, because you always have to do your best. But let's say that there are a few parts that people are not going to look at. So you can make the people see what you want them to see. For example, in the dark parts, you shouldn't have too much detail, because in real life happens. You can make composition with lighting. You can make people see something just with a directional lighting. Okay, I'm getting out of topic here. Let's talk about these eyes. I use gray with a little bit of white. I'm making a shadow for the eyelids. Not sure if that's how it's called. Okay. They shouldn't be completely white. They shouldn't be completely white, because nothing is completely white. Only when you have like really bright light on it, it could be completely white. But you need to make some kind of range of colors. You gotta have a wide range of colors. Let's take this gray and put a little bit of orange, maybe. Yeah. Let's put some white again. Hey, what happened here? Weird. Okay. A little bit of orange. A little bit of white. That could work for the teeth. I need a darker one for the shadows on the teeth. Okay, what about those eyes? I think I use brown, but I want it to be a little more orange. Definitely, we gotta have a darker color. Let's start with a clear one. Too clear. The good thing about the palette is that you can take colors that you already have directly from the pure ones instead of choosing them from the painting. It's not bad to choose from the painting, but I found this way a little bit more accurate. Okay, so I have this color that are kind of yellowish. Need a darker one. Okay. Let's put some dark colors on these eyes. Okay. And let's try with something dark. So the thing with the eyes is that we need shadow here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go deeper on the eye thing. Remember the first thing we talked about, the shapes? Okay, so the eyes are kind of like this when you paint them. So if light comes like this, you'll get, okay, so this is going to be the white part of the eye. This is the pupil, all that stuff. It's going to hit here, it's going to hit here, it's going to hit here. So you should have bright points here, here, in the black thing, and here. But that happens kind of it's not like you're going to use those 3 points and that's it. You should have this a bright color here down there. You should have, let's take this one, bright spot there, and that should give you a kind of base for the eyes. So let's keep it there for now. I'm going to use the darker color that we have here. Everything is being done in new layers always. I'm going to take this color with some black on it of the teeth. Let's do something inside the mouth. Okay, it's starting to look better. Now I can collapse all the stuff. Control E, Control E, Control E, until I get just one layer. That's the way I work. You don't have to do it that way, but that's the way I work. Doing a little bit of tesos, giving it less contrast, less saturation. Less saturation, looks a little bit more realistic in terms of skin tones. So they have that layer there for the end. Okay, so for now, let's put some more brightness. Now I took the brightest colors of the skin. This is what I got. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Okay, let's make a pause quick. Okay, so let's continue what I got here. Okay, this is good enough for a base. So now we're gonna start making things look a lot better. Right now what I see is that I need a darker lip color. So I'm going to take the shadow part of the skin with the color of the lips. So let's see how that looks. I think is this good enough? Let's say let's take this dark color of the skin. I need something really, really dark. Let's take the dark color of the skin, put some black on it, a little bit of this red, put some black on it again. Okay, I think this will work. Okay. So I got this really, really dark color right now, and I want to use it in few parts that I think needs dark. So I'm using a new layer, and if I want to change that, I quickly use the H on the keyboard and can change that with the numbers really quick. To go back to painting, I just push B, that is the brush, and I go back using the brush again. I need some dark here. Sorry. Let's put some dark in here too. Yes. Remember, I'm not using black. I'm using a really, really dark brown. It makes sense because we have a lot of the skin tones, and the reds and all the stuff makes a lot of bouncing, and you should never use a completely black color. Let's make a little lines here just to test something. Have to do something with the texture of the lips later. Everything that you do, you should be towards a better quality of the image. So right now, it seems like I didn't do anything there, but this gives me a little bit of guide to maybe, okay, I collapsed all that. Maybe with the R, I can use these lines as a guide to make these little shapes here. And those lines kind of gave me the perspective for doing that. Okay. I think I need more dark in here. Yes. Using the darker color is here. Start blending that. Allow yourself to make a lot of mistakes. The more mistakes you do, you can learn from that. Sounds really cheesy, I know. Sounds really cheesy. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is start doing things with the light. I told you that I had a backlight. It's going to be here in the back. And let's try something with blue. I took. Okay, this is. I think this is okay. Okay, so should be in the border like this. Let's do it really hard first. Okay. Something like this, I think is okay. Okay, this is it for the backlight. I just need a starting point. This is good for a starting point. Okay, now that I have that, I can change the intensity with the numbers. And as I said at the beginning, we're going to be doing a little bit of subsurface scattering here. So let's take this color with some red. I think we could use a little bit of the lips color. That would be good. And put it here. And I can test different opacity with the numbers. This is too much. I think there will be okay. Alright. I need a bounce light. But the bounce I think is going to be kind of the same as the backlight. Let's do something with purple better. I don't know. Let's do something. Let's do it white first. And then we'll change it and see what happens. So it should be, all this part should be lit by that bounce light. It's going to be bounce light slash reflection because the skin is really reflective, so it's going to be both. Something like this. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to use the brush with a low opacity, like this. Yeah. This is a blending technique. I'm using it with a low opacity. And now I'm going to take all that, I'm going to put it really low, like it maybe 20%. I'm going to start again doing a variation of that on top of that, like this. Adding different points of where the light is concentrated. More variation of the first pass of light. Gives it a little bit of more detail. Then I'm going to blend it with the other one, and okay, turn it again down to 30 and start all over again on top. Like this. Something like this. Okay. It's looking good. So let's, with the eraser really low, let's fix a few things here. When I say really low, it's really low opacity, but really soft. And now, using image adjustments, and we're going to play with the hue and saturation. We click on colorize, and we can start changing that color of the light. Something like this will be fine. Maybe a little bit brighter. Something like this. Let's see. Let's put some more saturation on it. See what happens. Yeah. I think that is okay. Okay. So now we can start doing some stuff to make it look better and better all the time. For example, let's try some specular. Remember about the specular thing? It's a brightness that defines the kind of material that you're working on. So, for example, here in the lips, it should be really hard. The specular, the lips is really hard. Also, depending of is the gear having lipstick or yeah, depending of how the lips gears are, the gear lips are. If I add a little bit more here, let's dim it a little bit, something like this. It could make it look like if it's a reflection. Can you see it? So that's interesting trick. Let's put some here. Yeah, makes it look like it's reflecting. Maybe it's too much, a little bit less. Something like that will work. Okay, what else? I'm doing that with white, bluish white. Let's put some white on it. Sorry. Something like this. Yeah, that works. Let's put a little bit in here. And now I take that one. It has a little bit of skin tone color. Okay, now I think we should have some kind of light coming from this side, but let's not call it a light. Let's call it like a reflection, like I was saying. the skin is really reflective, so I'm going to put a little bit more here. Let's make that one directly using the opacity of the with the hand and with our hand, and a little bit with the numbers. I'm using 40% right now, and I'm in a new layer, so I shouldn't have any problem. If I have a mistake, I just take off that layer, do it again. No worrying at all for the mistakes. Let's put some here. Okay. Let's dim a little bit, something like that. That would work. Okay, now this is always keep in mind that you're gonna be making it better all the time, making it better. So making it better, and just in case, those are the two expressions that you should keep in mind all the time. Okay, about the skin, where we have right now, it's really flat. I mean, we have the skin of all the same colors. That doesn't happen in real life. In real life, we have spots in our skin. We have different colors on the skin, all the stuff. So I'm gonna try something with this, with the lip color, this one. I'm going to put it to do something with the nose. Something like this. I'm using another layer, of course, so always keep in mind that you should use a new layer when trying things. Something around the chin, the cheeks, of course. Is a girl. I'm doing it a little bit hard, so you can later with the numbers I can turn it down a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Something like this, eh? You get these different tones in the skin that are really important. We also let's try something else. Let's take this and put some yellow on it. Try something around the eyes, maybe. Something here. A little bit less, like that. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, we just don't want the skin to be all of the same color, because that doesn't happen in real life. In real life, you have different tones, different skin tones. Okay. Now we're gonna have to paint some defects. We're gonna have to paint some spots and things that makes it look imperfect. Let's do it really hard, and then we're gonna be turning it down a little bit. But we want variations. I can do this one really hard and next one a bit less, something like this. I think I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's okay. It's another layer, so and the skin one is completely blocked, so won't happen anything will happen there. So something like this could work. Let's do one with something less dark, like this. So these are the things that gives us that feeling of, okay, this is more real than just a flat skin, these little defects and stuff. The skin is really complex. And we also have to do that with the specular. We also have to do that with the specular and maybe with the shadow color too. That will help. Let's turn it down a little bit, see? Mostly on the cheeks, I think. The right place. And we're going to keep this in another layer, of course, because we don't want to. Maybe if I have to make a correction on the original skin tone thing, I'm going to get lost a lot of detail. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So using another layer, I don't have any risks. Okay, so let's try something with the specular. Let's do something here and here in the nose. The nose is really important, guys. Here. The eyes, we want to work on them a little bit more too. Okay, looks great. There we go. Let's block that one too. Okay, so under those layers, now I'm going to start detailing things. So this is the step when you take what you have and you start going to the next level. So I like to work on top of everything, on top of the on top of the lines. So I'm going to create a new layer over on top of the lines. I should clean it first. Let's clean this layer here. Let's clean it. Let's clean it on the lines. It grabs too much attention. Here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Looking better. Let's block that one and let's go on top of the lines. So if you look at magazines and stuff, you have this idea of what beauty is, that is distort, of course. But let's keep that. Let's try to do something like that. First, I think I need something. Here, there should be another color. Let's take this one. The one of the lips. Oh, that's the one I had. Anyway. We could put a little bit of this color on the eyes. Why not? Eyes shouldn't be that perfect. They look too white. We have imperfections. The perfect you do things, the fake is going to look. Okay. I got that. Okay, let's go on top. Okay, what I'm looking for here is to take what I have and make it better. So I'm going to start with the eyes. Of course, always using new layers, always thinking where the light is coming from, what material it is, what should I do. So right now I'm just putting some more shadow on the eyelids, so I can get that effect of makeup on the girls. Like it's really dark around the eyes. Looks attractive. And when I'm saying that you should always think about where the light is coming from and all that stuff, is because there are really tiny details that you can do that will make the image look a lot better, and you don't even know you could do these little details before. So for example, I'm working on the eyes. These little lines here, they don't have to be perfect, because the perfect it is, the less realistic it's going to look. The eyes had like this little surface that is not perfect either, so the reflection should be something like that. You can also put some reflection on top of all that, something like this. Yeah, that will work. Making layers. Never stop doing new layers. That will save you from doing a really bad mistake. Let's take, where was that color? Here it is. Even if I get here on the dark part, it's okay, because how I said, we don't want something perfect. And so the eyes look really different now. I think we could push that a little bit, but let's not exaggerate. What I need is to make all all that I have, make it better. Here I need a little bit of specular. It doesn't look like it will do much, but trust me, it will. On the final result, when you look at from distance, it looks completely different. I want some white in here. Those are the things that you have to keep in mind always. These tiny details make it go to a new level. Even in the hair. Here. That happens. If you, if you don't believe it, you can look at yourself in a mirror really close. This happens. Little bit of reflection maybe. I have this light coming here. Let's put some specular on those hairs. Here too. Towards the center and on the top. Stuff like that. It's perfect. Something here, a little bit. Takes time to know these things, but now that you're seeing it, you're going to be easier. And on the lighting tutorial, you're gonna pick up few things that you didn't see before. Can help you make something better. Let's turn it down a little bit, something like that. Yeah, it's okay. I will say that I need to go darker on the side, so I'm going to go step back on the layers, and with a soft brush, this one will work. With a soft brush, I'm going to push this really dark. Okay. Gotta be careful here. Something weird is going on. Isn't the new layers? I think I need to go dark. This part. Okay, so the eyes change. Let's do something with the lips. This, I don't think it should be so red. Let's put something on top. Dim it a little bit. Yeah. Actually, these lips are really red now that I'm seeing them. Let's put a layer, few layers down. Something like this will work, I think. I'm trying something with the saturation here. Less saturated looks I think it looks a little bit more real, but it needs contrast. So I'm going to put another layer with contrast. Let's go down. Maybe 50% saturation. Something like this. Okay. That's a final effect. Let's continue here. Take my go to the top layer and start doing stuff with the mouth here. Oh, sorry. Using the ground brush. This is a normal brush though, it's not anything weird. It's a normal brush. Something like this works. Okay, so we have to do something about this shadow. This shadow should be something like this. But we don't want it to look weird, so I'm going to keep it really soft in there. Let's blend it. Let's do something here. Let's blend it a little bit too. I did this in another layer, so let's dim it a little bit. That's it. I'm going to take this color from the side, this one. I want to use it here on the nose. At this point, you are just taking things that you already have in here. You're not doing something new. You're having fun with the colors. Exactly. Same with the down part, this one. I'm listening music with my headphones right now. The only way I can relax while painting. Something like this. Maybe I can take this color here, put it like that. Start getting things together with all those little variations in light. Let's see. Okay, I'm on top now. I'm messing up all the textures I had. Well, let's say that I didn't do too much harm. Something like this, looking better. I think the nose is too red now. I'm going to go to the few layers down. No, I cannot do that because I changed a lot of the top. So I'm going to take the color of the forehead, put it here. That's it. About 30% of the layer. 100% looks like this. 30% looks like this. Looks better with 30%. Okay, now let's fix this. Let's fix this a little bit. Okay, I have this area totally forgot about this part. Let's clean it a little bit. Ears. Let's blend a little bit here. Okay, I think I need something. Let's make something here with the eyes. That's better. They were looking too dark. Okay. The teeth are really important. I forgot your teeth. Okay. make a little bit of reflection. That will do. Okay, let's see. I think the shadow of the T should be darker on top. Like this, wait. Using brown. Like that. See how it's changing? Okay, important. When you're doing specular on the sides, it shouldn't look always at the same intensity. So let's make one. Stars really bright, and then it fades. So it's bright in here and it fades there. Same here with the nose. Let's do the same here. Okay, what else? How can we make this better? Okay, back to the ears. This part should look a little bit more like the skin color. First, because of the variations of the skin, and this part is like less transparent, so and also because the light behaves really weird. There are things that, because of all the reflections of the light and stuff like that, there are things that look completely different when you do it digitally than in real life. There are bounces of light that are really hard to explain. And not to explain, I mean to understand. So let's say that some bounce there hit this part and it looks like that. Let's make this specular for the ears. Okay. This is what we got here. I always do something at the end with all my paintings that I take what I have. Okay, let's block those layers so we don't do anything weird to them. I take what I have and I try to enhance the shadows on the bright parts with a soft brush. Something like this maybe. I'm just testing right now. So it's a layer of shadow. It gives a little bit more of work that it didn't have before. Not sure if it looks better. I think it does. Let's put a little bit less. It's a small change, but it does something new to it. Okay. This light here is really strong, so I think the lips should have something else. And here. Sorry. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Looking better. Let's clean this neck a little bit. Oh, something that could make it look better. Tell you guys in a second. Let's do something with this color of the bounce. Let's put something on the neck. But I'll think, let's see. Gotta do it on top. Something like that. Let's take this color of the skin. Wait a minute. Let's take this color of the skin and let's make some kind of bounce light on the chin that will separate it from the neck. Remember that I always exaggerate and then I dim a little bit. And let's clean the chin a little bit more. You should practice a lot with the keyboard to know where every key is. I'm meaning where are all your tools, which one you use the most, all that stuff. It's really important to get to know your keyboard. I don't know why they did that there. Okay, I think we could have few more speculars on these spots to make it look like these ones are popping out. Okay. Okay, guys, I think this is it. I think it's enough for skin. After that, after this, what you could do is just clean a little bit more, keep cleaning it. But we have a very good skin. Let's clean a little bit here. I hope you guys really understand this tutorial. I'm going to be doing a lot of these ones, maybe with another skin colors or races or species. Maybe I'll do some kind of alien one. Alien skin could be really fun. Maybe dragon skin with, like a serpent. The cleaning part is fun. You just have to take it easy because it could get a little bit long. You should have tried to keep your borders sharp. And what I do, I know it's going to be really, really weird, but what I do at the end is that I collapse all the layers, even the ones with the lines. There's an artist called Ian McKay, and he likes to do that on purpose. I do it on purpose too, but for him it's like a step of the painting. He just collapses everything, so he gets mistakes. When he have mistakes, he say that you can learn a lot from them, and of course I agree with that. What else? Let's do something fun here. Here we go. Okay, so remember that at the end I put it. Let's do it again so you can see how it's done. Let's erase these ones. Let's erase this one. So I have my painting. I have my painting, and in these buttons right here, you can click, and you have all these options that you can they behave like a layer, and you can put, for example, hue and saturation. Everything that is behind that one, I can change it. I could put a a grayscale painting, just using this, or over saturated. I don't want that. I just want to desaturate a little bit. There's K. And now I want brightness and contrast. This is okay for brightness and contrast. And I always block those because I don't know where I'm going to fail using those. What I like to do too at the end is that I use these levels. That is the curve. No, sorry, that wasn't one. It was the curves. With the curve, what you can do is, if you put it on top of all of them, you can change the curve of every channel. So I like to use the blue one a lot. So if I change the levels on this dark part, what I got is that all the dark is getting blue. And if I change the one on the top, all the white is getting yellow. So I get this kind of vintage looking image. But I change them a little bit, something like this. So it looks weirder. So I get these blues on the black, and in the white I get yellow. I think it looks cool most of the time. Before, after. See? And of course, now that they are made layer, I can, if I want to dim it down a little bit, I just change the opacity of them. So 100%, 50% right now, 0%, of course, like the original. Let's leave it in, let's just say 100%. So well, this is it, guys. I hope you really like this tutorial. I'm going to try to do a lot of these ones. Let's do something here really quick. Something like that. Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. See you later.